Dr. Jessie Sanders, owner and chief veterinarian of Aquatic Veterinary Services. Today we will be discussing what to do if your fish, most commonly a goldfish, gets a pebble stuck in their mouths. Now we do get calls about this quite a bit, and everyone's panicking, they want to get it out right away. It is okay if your fish temporarily has a pellet stuck in their mouth. And this is why. So fish don't really need to have their mouths in order to breathe. Yes, it is a lot more convenient. The gills work really well. But as long as the gills have access to the water, your fish will be okay. So again, try not to panic. I know it's a really scary thing when it happens, but pebble in the mouth, again, it's a lot bigger in there than you think. And usually it's going to be back towards the esophagus and the gills will still be working just fine. So once you are able to see that there is a pellet stuck in your fish's mouth, the first thing you should do is just leave them alone. Now, goldfish, they're foragers. They like to root down in the bottom of their tanks. They're constantly hungry. They are aquatic golden retrievers. And this is a normal behavior for them. So they will suck in rocks. They will spit them back out. They will suck in rocks, swish them around, get all the good stuff, and spit them back out. It's like you getting the ice cubes out of that cocktail you have at the bar. So first of all, just give them some time. Most of the time, the pebble will fall out on its own. Obviously, they probably aren't going to be too keen on eating. They might try to eat. Probably won't work. Now, if the pebble has been in there for a day, it's time to get some help. Certainly, if you feel comfortable, if your fish is accommodating, you can try just simple old gravity of washing your hands really well, catching your fish in a net, and turning them tail up, head down. Again, keep them in the net. It'll be a lot easier. You don't need to shake them. Just hold them there for a couple minutes and see if the pebble falls out. If it's still in there, most of the time, the pebble will fall out. If it is still stuck, you need to call an aquatic veterinarian because we need to sedate them in order to get that pebble out. Now, in my 8 years of seeing fish, we have gotten calls, a handful of fish with pebbles stuck in their mouths. Most of the time, the fish is able to revert on their own. Now, in one case, we had this fish. That you noticed has something wrong with their mouth. So this was a case where a fish actually got a pebble stuck in their mouth because there was a stricture of tissue, which is a very odd anomaly inside the mouth that was acting as a one-way valve. So first thing we saw when this came across is we wanted to make sure there was only one pebble. So we took this picture where you can see the radiograph and there's only one pebble. There's only one. Had to make sure. And then when this guy was out completely, I was able to excise and do cuts on the top and the bottom to open up the stricture. The pebble fell right out. Now again, that is a very, very rare occurrence. I have not seen it since. So if you see a pebble stuck in your fish's mouth, do not panic. Please do not panic. You can certainly call us. We'll tell you not to panic. Fish can still breathe just fine. They probably can't eat. But again, for a day or two, not really that big a deal. Give them time. That's really the best thing you can do is not panic and give them some time. After a day, if you want to, again, catch them in the net, invert them gently. If they fight you, it's not worth it. And so again, tail up, head down, and see if the pebble will fall out. If it doesn't, that's the time that you need to call a veterinarian because that fish needs to be anesthetized for a full workup. And again, we've had one case where the pebble was legitimately stuck. The other times, not so much. And we have also seen problems like this in koi. If you have the really big rocks at the bottom, we have seen them try to suck those in. And it was only one occurrence where the rock was a little bit just too big for the opening. So that was a little bit of a challenge. But most of the time, they will be fine. But what are you doing with rocks in the bottom of your koi pond anyway? Do you just like vacuuming your pond constantly? So that is what you do if you notice that your fish has a pebble stuck or kind of stuck in his mouth. Hope this has been informative. If you have any other questions about fish or fish health, please visit our website at cafishvet.com. At Aquatic Veterinary Services, fish are treated like family. For help with your fish, please visit the American Association of Fish Veterinarians at fishvets.org or the World Aquatic Veterinary Medical Association at wavma.org.